YouTube. How's it going? It's day 4, guys. It's over 20 days till Christmas with TPB. Should be Techmas. I don't know, because maybe not all of these videos are going to be tech related. Most of them will be though. In this one, guys, get on with it, for fuck's sakes. Right, in this one, guys, we are going to be doing a little bit of modification. Well, I say modding. I suppose theoretically it is. It's more of a customization. Basically, what we're going to be customizing is my Logitech G710 Plus. I've had it for years, guys. I've had it for years. I love the friggin' thing. I genuinely love this thing, but it's seen better days. The only real issue I've had with it is the keys are starting to perish. But we'll get into that in a second. Let's have a look at the keyboard, and I'll go through what I like about the keyboard. Most of it's nostalgic reasons, let's be honest. But we'll have a look at the keyboard before we start the customization. So yeah, basically I'll go through what we're going to be changing up. I mean, to be fair, this is going to be a kind of a quick fix. It's more of a sort of aesthetic reasons, and it's also fixing the keyboard a little bit at the same time. There is a somewhat level of modding because I do have to make some alterations to the keys before they onto the keyboard. Let's take a moment to have a look at the G710 Plus. Show what it can do and why I love this keyboard so much. I mean, I've had it for like a decade. Like, I think it's what was it, 2012 or 2014 release. I love this keyboard. Anyways, we'll have a look at that now. So let's appease the gods of algorithm, and we'll get into the video, shall we? Let's go. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So, for those of you that don't know, this here is, those of you that might be a bit too young to know, this here is the G710 Plus from Logitech. It's mostly stock. There's been a few keys that have had to be replaced out because I'll explain what the problems are. Like, this isn't genuine. This little bit of flip color vinyl on here, I put that there because, you know, I can't leave anything alone without customization. But other than that, this is pretty much how it comes. The only difference is that the WASDs here, when you get it, when we got it, were silver in the same form as this, so they were actually a different color. Unfortunately, as I said, they perished. So there's a few keys here that have had to be swapped out for just what I've got a hand on at the time. But it's starting to look a bit ugly, it's getting a bit tired. We need to spruce her up. But this keyboard has been freaking awesome, and in all general, except for the keys and also the wrist guard that kind of perished on me. You know, I've got big heavy hands, so yeah, it left the chat. But yeah, this is pretty much, I love this keyboard. It's just solid. Nothing has failed on it apart from the keys. Like, there's no like double presses or anything like that. Nothing like that. Like, the keyboard just works perfectly fine, and it also has a USB pass-through on the back here, so that you can, you know, plug your mouse in or whatever and get direct wireless. As it happens, I use Logitech mice, so it's somewhat quicker to just plug it into the machine, because I feel like the Lightspeed connections on these Talon Games, shout out Talon Games, these skates are wicked. The Lightspeed connections on the Logitech mice, I feel it's quicker than cable, or at least the same, so it doesn't matter. But as you can see, this has got a hell of a thick cable on it, and it's because at the other end it splits off to that dedicated USB and your actual mouse connections. So this one's the keyboard connection. So this one's the USB. It's got a little USB sign thing on it, and this one's for the keyboard controls. So they're completely dedicated and completely separate, which means that they don't interfere with each other. I'm guessing Logitech's reasoning was just so that, you know, it doesn't interfere and it doesn't get in the way. So yeah, that is the Logitech G10 Plus. Can't even remember what I paid for it. It's so long ago. But I love this keyboard. And my biggest problem with replacing it is the fact that, you know, it just works and like it's what I know. But I do need to do something about the key situation because they are starting to crumble. And I'll explain what's going on with those. But basically, the key stem, let me whip one out. This is a replacement keycap, but the key stem that's in the middle there, basically it's just the plastic started to get old and perish, and it's just been splitting along those axes and just breaking off. So like I've had to replace keys for that reason. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing all the keys on this, give it a good clean and stuff, and hopefully get it prepped for the foreseeable. What we do have to do though is all of these keys here have got a dampening O-ring on the stem of the keys that I want to swap that over to the other keys. So before I reveal what the keys are that I'm going to be throwing on here and the design I've kind of cooked up out of a couple of different kits, I want to strip this off, give it a good clean and get all the O-rings off these keys and then get them onto the other keys, and then I'll reveal what we're doing and we'll get it into place and we'll have a look how it finishes, how it looks as a final result. But this is the G710 Plus. I freaking love this thing. Fortunately, I love orange and lime green. Don't know if you can see the car there. I do, I love those colours, especially the combination with black. So the only thing from the original keyboard that we've got to keep is the spacebar, but I do need to switch that out pretty soon. It's just, unfortunately, this is a 6.5U spacebar and it doesn't really fit with the majority of the standard fittings. Most spacebars are 6.25U or bigger, like 7U, whereas this is 6.5U and they're just a bit of a pain in the arse to get hold of, and I figured I'm going to put something fancy there, so I might spend a little on an Etsy space bar, so that might be coming future because I've been umming and ahhing over what to order, and now the video is here, so that's going to be coming in future. So we do have to keep the space bar, but pretty much everything else is replaced. I've got replacements for, including the G buttons here. So without further ado, should we get in there and start ripping this fucking thing apart or what? Let's go. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna literally whip all the keycaps out of here. We're just gonna literally just strip this off and then give it a clean. So first, I'll get the keycaps out of here. I'm also gonna have to pull the O-rings off, just strip them out. But let's first get all these keys off. Right guys, that's everything stripped off. Let's have a look at how disgusting this thing is. We lift it up to you. Oh, look how disgusting it is between the keys. We're going to get that cleaned off. If you actually have a look here, there's actually a piece of the key right there. That's part of the stalk of one of the keys that has broken off and got stuck there. There's another bit down there. As you can see, there's failings happening all over this keyboard. So we need to fix it, but I need to clean this up first. And then, what I was talking about, here's one of the originals. You see that little black rubber O-ring in there? We need to strip that off all of these keys that are going to be replaced over. I need to strip all those O-rings off so that we can get them on the new keys. But first, let's give that a clean, shall we? Get the old brush on it. That's probably going to be able to do most of it. And then I'll just give it a quick wipe down with something. Right, let's go. And that's not great, like, but after a few years, that's not too bad, like. But you can see those failed key bits in there, and there was a fingernail in there, which is gross. That was done. I'm gonna give this a quick wipe down with something, cloth, and just a bit of goop. The goop's just window cleaner, so it's not going to damage anything. But it should allow me to just give the case a proper clean, a good wipe, especially these bits that are always between keys and always a friggin' nightmare to clean. I'm going to show it in its best light when it's done. Like I said, my choice is, I won't know whether it looks good or not until it's on, but I'll be running it for a while regardless. My choices are either going to be make this an abomination or something semi-splash. So we're going to find out on that one. I know that my key choices, not all of them are going to line up perfect. Just like this doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be a whole lot cleaner than it freaking was. I want to get, like I said, I want to get these awkward bits. It's clean enough for me, guys, it's clean enough for me. Right, let's get all these O-rings off these keys, shall we? Right, okay guys, that's all the O-rings stripped out. I've got the original keys here, they're just bagged up. They're going to go into a bag that's going to have all the other keys in there because I hate throwing things away. So, that's the O-rings done. What we need to do now is attach those to the replacement keys. So these are the replacement keys. the replacement set. I know I'm debating you, but I'm not going to flip them over until we put the O-rings on to everything and they're ready to go. I do have a set of G buttons as well here, so don't anyone fret about that. I do have replacements for that. So this is basically the full layout pretty much of what's going to be going back onto the keyboard. So let's get these O-rings on, shall we? And I need to do all of these. Now these are the G buttons that I've got, and if you've noticed, because of their sizing, I had to do a little bit of sanding on both sides so that they'll fit into the thing. Like at the minute, I'm feeling like just doing 5 and 6 with an O-ring and coming back to repair it afterwards, because to be honest, out of the keys up here, these are the only ones that I really use on a super regular basis, like 5 and 6 out of the G buttons. The others are a little out of reach for me, like, and that's just like a pinky stretch. So I only really use these bottom 2. So what I'm going to do is I'll figure out where those 4 O-rings are at a later date, but we're just gonna put the keyboard together because I don't really care too much about those top 4 G buttons. So we're gonna do that. So I need to make a choice with the arrow keys. I'm either gonna go with these silver ones, go with these orange ones, or I've also got the set from here, which are like a really dark grey, and they have the arrows on the front here. So I think I'm going to stick with the original silver ones to pay homage to the keyboard itself, give a little bit of originality still in there, because these ones are still good, and I do have a couple of choices to swap them out to if I don't like it. So I think that's what we're going to do. I should really put the O-rings on these 4, but I'll find them and I'll sort that out after. So let's start building this Mobo, shall we? I think I'm going to be evil and just pull this down here and just start transferring them over without flipping that over. So the first time you see it is on the keyboard. So let's get these keys clicked in, shall we? yeah, guys, I am super happy with how this thing turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm super happy with it. I think I've spruced it up quite nicely. It's a shame that that light button has started to fail on me, like. Well, it has failed on me, so hopefully I can fix that at a later date. We'll take it apart and see if we can just clean up some maybe a bit of crap's just fell between the buttons, so maybe it's just a contact needs cleaning, hopefully. So we'll take it apart in the future maybe and see what we can do about that. But other than that, I think this looks freaking awesome. I mean, obviously it is just it's a matter of taste. Like I said, I would rather these had just lit up slightly, because it just means that they do light up the switches slightly better. But in general, I actually like these buttons being a lot brighter than the others. I've always done that with it. These feel really nice, these curved buttons, same over here. Yeah, it just feels really nice, and I actually like the look. I've been questioning it in my head as I was doing it. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I'm actually really happy with how it's ended up. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know what you think of my spruce up aesthetics of the keyboard. And like I said, with the switches, if you change your switches out, those little rubber O-rings, if they're on your original keys but they're not on the ones you're switching to, get them switched over, because that's kind of important. It really does make a change to the feel of the keys. But yeah, no, everything here literally worked out awesome. I do wish that that's a little bit, it wasn't pushed in enough. I do wish that this orange was a little bit darker to match this one here, but I don't think it's far enough off for it to be a matter. It is a lot closer in person than it shows on camera. I can probably see that they are a lot closer in person. But yeah, no, I'm super happy with it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What would you change? Do you want me to take this apart and see if I can fix that switch in a future video? Let me know. Are you a fan of the G710 Plus? Is this a little bit nostalgic? Do you feel like I've given the keyboard the due that it deserves with this spruce up? I mean, obviously the control buttons are a little bit small, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world, because both of them are, so it kind of does it on both sides. I know I've got the original spacebar on here. I'll probably swap that out for something a little fancier, but for now it's all right, and I don't actually mind the black being there. I think it kind of blends quite nicely with everything, especially with the black on the sides of these keys and the sides of these ones. So I do think that actually works quite well. I'm super happy with it. I don't know whether you can tell, guys. I don't know whether you can tell, but I am super happy with this. And the keys feel really nice. These pudding keys feel actually quite nice. And I like the grips. This is like checker plate grips on these. And yeah, it's gonna make gaming awesome. I'm gonna have to look down less. Not that I look down, because, you know, pro gamer. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know. Have you had a G710 Plus? Did you covet it when you were younger and you seen it in a magazine? Because that's why I have this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. I'll be here fucking talking about this keyboard for fucking ever. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you, bye. And yes, for those eagle-eyed of you, I did swap these back round. I made a boo-boo. But yeah, again, I'm super happy with it, guys. See you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Thank you.